Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Can anybody hear me?
Hey, Ty, what are we thinking time-wise?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. We got about 16 minutes left in warm-up, so I'll probably want to go on about maybe 6.5 minutes, somewhere around there. If that'll work.
Okay. So about 2:46?
I don't even know what time it is. Let's see. That probably sounds right.
It's 2:41.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
Thank you. Do you want to go ahead and try to establish this phone line?
Yes.
Let me see if I can get this thing going here.
Okay.
3930957, right?
Yes.
You got me on there?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, thanks. And if you could please help me on the monitor on the internet, if you could. I know that's kind of a pain, but that tends to be our major issue, is getting that level noise or sound level the way it needs to be so it doesn't go over too much, too hard.
From what I've heard go over so far, you should be good.
I turned off the pot that usually sends it out to the internet, so it shouldn't be going. There should be no audio right now. I'm sure it's a delay, but
Yeah, with the delay. I heard it, and it sounds good so far.
okay, thanks.
You have 2 minutes till intro. You have 1 minute to intro. Starting intro.
You still got me on phone? I had a power outage just now. Hello?
No.
No? Okay. I'll have to do it during the break, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, my power. I have some problem with my power cord. It keeps shorting. I think we're going to have it fixed.
You have 30 seconds. You have 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, everyone, to Task Arena. Time for Hobbs Eagle basketball live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. It's a special Saturday affair as the Eagles take on the Centennial Hawks, the Battle of the Birds, here from Tasker. Ty Friend here with you as both teams are out warming up about 10.5 minutes away from the start of this ball game. Of course, the Eagles coming off some tough games at the Hobbs Holiday Tournament where they won the championship. And just a couple of nights ago, pulling off a big win over the Goddard Rockets, 85-37. That was a 48-point Mercy Rule victory for the Eagles to go to 13-1 on the season. So great job for Coach Reeves and the crew to get out there and take care of business. They caused 30 turnovers for the Rockets in that ball game. Unbelievable numbers, getting a chance to score quite a bit out on the transition game. Eagles also shot very well from the free throw line. They were 16 of 20 for 80%. So definitely a very important part of their scoring in that ball game. In terms of point production, Aaron Mora finishing with 25 points. He was also with 6 rebounds and was perfect on the charity stripe at 3 for 3. So a good game for him as usual, and that's why he leads the team in scoring. We'll get to those numbers here in just a minute. Jalen Gore right behind him with 19 points. He had 2 3-pointers in the second half of that ball game, and he was perfect from the charity stripe at 5 for 5 and had 2 rebounds. So those two players right there combining for 44 of the Hobbs Eagles' 84 or 85 points. So they were close to half of all the point production in that game. A little bit of a drop-off after that, getting close to double digits. Jesus Ramos, he came off the bench in that game, scoring 8 points and had 3 rebounds. A couple other guys in the books as well. Michael Mackey coming off with the starting position there. He had 6 points and 5 rebounds. Eagles saw some late scoring, some guys getting some time late in the fourth quarter. Jordan Chisholm came in to hit a tray, and Nick Pena also hit a tray for the Eagles. Darius Royal coming off the bench for a tray as well. Hobbs managed 5 3-pointers in this contest. So definitely a big game and a win over the Goddard Rockets in that win. Hobbs only had 13 turnovers again compared to 30 for the Goddard Rockets. So that pretty much tells it all right there. The defense leading to offense for the Eagles. Again, to move to 13-1. Goddard only had 1 scorer in double figures, and that was Noah Reese. He finished with 16 points and 9 rebounds, just shy of a double-double. So that's where we stand at this point. Eagles will be without a couple of players in this game today, Darius Royal and Ronnie Ross. They will not suit up for the game, but the rest of the roster should be there. Eagles lost a couple of players on the COVID protocol in the JV game, so they had to bring up some freshman players for that game. I'm not quite sure yet if they're going to bring up anybody in this varsity contest. We'll have to wait and see about that. And so that's where we stand at this point in time. So it should be a big battle for the Eagles, again playing against a Las Cruces team that used to be in their district a few years ago, but hasn't been for a couple of years now. That's the Centennial Hawks coming in with a 6-8 record so far. They ended up in 3rd place at the Hoopla tournament the same time the Eagles had the holiday tournament here. That was down in Las Cruces. They beat Santa Teresa 70-46. Lost to Silver in the semifinals, 53-49, and then beat El Paso Coronado for 3rd place. A close one, low-scoring game too, 34-33. Only 67 points scored in that game. So lost to Silver in that semifinal, kind of a head-scratcher there. Silver ended up going 2nd place at that tournament, getting blown out by Las Cruces High in the finale. Other games the Hawks have played, Clovis, they beat by 6 points, 58-52.
Nicholas Cerna, the top scorer for the Hawks in that one. He had 15 points, 4 steals, 4 assists, and also was 3 for 4 out of the three-point range. So he's definitely a guy that can hit it from the outside. Eagles have to get a hand in his face as he likes to shoot. Dax Rios also had 11 points against Clovis and 4 rebounds. And Eziel Dominguez finishing with 11 as well. So 3 in double digits. Great shooting for the Hawks in that game, shooting 53% from the field, 56% from three-point range. They were 5 of 9. Their big juggernaut, though, is turnovers. They had 29 against Clovis. 2 of their players had 6 apiece, and 2 players had 5. So a lot of problems with keeping control of the basketball. Clovis ended up with 18 steals against Centennial. So that might be something the Eagles could be looking at in terms of taking advantage of the Hawks. Also for another district opponent, Roswell, they beat 68-64, a very close game. Devin Beltran finishing with 19 points in that game. Also had 4 assists, 5 steals, and 5 rebounds in the winning cause for Centennial. Michael Bruder finishing with 17 points, and he had 2 3-pointers. And Dax Rios once again had double digits. He had 11 points and 7 rebounds. Nick Cerna did not get in double digits in that game, but he did have 6 rebounds and 4 assists. And that's pretty typical for this Centennial team. A guy that might score a couple of double-digit games. When he doesn't score, he's going to go get some other stats for his squad. But here's another game, too, where Centennial had some problems taking care of the basketball. They had 26 turnovers in that game and still won it just like they did against Clovis. So kind of weird situation there. Roswell had 16 steals against the Hawks. For Centennial, 1 player with 8 turnovers and another with 6. So there's some people that they can take advantage of for the Eagles' defense. Also, Centennial won the rebounding battle 44-28 over Roswell. So right now, at this point of time, Centennial, although you would think would have a lot more turnovers per game, right now they're averaging about 15 a contest. So some of the other games that kind of even it out just a little bit. They're averaging 7.6 steals a game, shooting 41% from the field and 31% from three-point range, 64% from the free throw stripe. They played number 4 ranked Santa Fe a couple of times this season, got blown out in both of those, 78-58 by 20, and then 10 points, 55-45 in the second time they played them. They lost to number 6 ranked Atrisco Heritage, lost to them 71-53 by 18. They lost to number 9 Carlsbad back on January 7th, 56-41, a 15-point loss. And also to Alamogordo in overtime, 64-58. Now, that was a 6-point loss. Remember, the Eagles beat Alamogordo 82-41 by 41 points back in the Artesia tournament. So that game really gives you a kind of a contrast how Hobbs should play in this game. They should blow them out if they can. But, again, we'll have to wait and see when the game is played on the court today. So that's your Hobbs Eagles 13-1 against the Centennial Hawks 6-8. We're going to take another 3-minute break and come back live here on the Hobbs Eagle pregame show on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
You're clear. Do you want to set up the phone?
Give me, just a second. It's 397. What is it at 397-0957, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me go with that. got me now?
Yes, and you have 1 minute.
Go ahead and add another 30, please.
Okay.
And add one more 30 after that.
Okay. Okay, you have 30. You have 10. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We welcome you back to Tasker Arena. Get ready for the Hobbs Eagles tipping off against Centennial here in just a few seconds as they get ready for the starting lineups. The Hobbs Eagle Marching Band, or should we say Taskerich Band here at Tasker, as they entertain the troops and the fans here. Taking a look at the two teams in terms of starters in this game, the Hobbs Eagles have kind of a short roster in this game, so they're missing a few of their regular players, but it looks like the starters are intact. Michael Mackey will come in with a 9.4 average in terms of point production. He's also second in assists at 2.9 a game and second in steals at 2.7 a contest. Ethan Van Landingham getting a second start in a row. He's averaging 2.4 points a ball game. Jalen Gore, the big-time three-point shooter, leading the team with 35 three-pointers this season. He's also averaging 18.4 points a game. He's the leader with assists at 3.8 and the leader with steals at 2.9. So you're getting both a offense and defensive type of situation there for Jalen Gore. Katre Morgan averaging 6.9 points a game and second on the team in rebounds at 5.9 a contest. And Aaron Mora, he is the leader in terms of scoring at 18.5, also leading rebounder at 9.2. Eagles are shooting 46% from the field, have 14.7 steals a contest, turned the ball over 13.6 times, and are 63% from free throw range. And three-pointers, they're at 32%. So there's your starters, Mackey, Van Landingham, Gore, Katre Morgan, and Aaron Mora. And for the Centennial Hawks, Dax Rios starting at number 12. He is averaging 7.9 points a game and 4.6 rebounds. Number 13, Azael Dominguez, who averages 2.9 a game. Number 3, Nick Cerna, averaging 8.4 points a contest. Number 23, Devin Beltran. He's their top scorer on the season at 15.8 a game, 3.9 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and 3.1 steals. And last but not least, number 34, Sean Crawford, who's averaging 2.1 points a game. So there's your numbers for the Centennial Hawks. They come in with a 6-8 record with Coach Martinez, and your Hobbs Eagles at 13-1 with Coach Shelby Reeves. The final few players being announced here. We'll take a final 30-second break and come back with the Battle of the Birds. The Eagles and the Hawks live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
You're clear. You have 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
We're back live here at Tasker Arena, ready for some hoops action as the Hobbs Eagles and the Centennial Hawks going to go at it here for this non-district battle. Hobbs wearing their white uniforms for the home team with the black numbers and gold trim. And it's going to be Centennial with the black uniforms, red numbers, and gold trim. And jumping up for Hobbs will be Aaron Mora. He'll go up against Sean Crawford for the Centennial Hawks. As we get ready for the tip here. Here it is, and Aaron Mora gets into the backcourt easily to Trey Morgan. He's not the point guard, but he hands it off to Michael Mackey instead. Goes to the top of the circle off the dribble. Gives it off to Morgan on the right elbow, high post. He's going to pivot, down low to Mora on the pass. He pivots in the lane, fadeaway jumper, right of the free throw line, and puts it through. First bucket of the game for the Eagles, up early, 2-0 here at Tasker. Ball comes in the hands of Cern on the near side, throws it across up the near sideline to Beltran, drives to the free throw line. Kick down to the right corner. Holding it for a second is Rios. With the jab step pivot, he's needing some help here. Bounce pass down the paint, coming out with the high arching layup off the front of the rim. Cerna no good. Van Landingham rips down the rebound in the paint for the Eagles. Drives the other end of the court down the lane, lost the ball behind him for the first Hobbs Eagle turnover. Throws it up ahead and getting bumped hard on the dribbles. Beltran looks like Van Landingham put a forearm into him, bringing his football skills to the hoops court here. That'll be the first on Van Landingham, first for the Eagles. Still up 2-0 early with 7:16 left first quarter. It'll be Hawks basketball near the scores table on the far sideline. Ready for the inbound. Kicking into the right elbow to Beltran. Comes down the lane. Reverse layup is swatted by Aaron Mora hard to the baseline. Right to the little dribblers there behind the hoop on the right side. It will be Centennial basketball. They'll retain possession. Still 2-0 lead for the Eagles. A bounce comes into the left wing to Cerna. Fakes a three. Coming out on him is Morgan. Kick it back deep to reset the offense to Beltran, and he bounces it back to Cerna now on the near sideline. In front of the Taskervich band, up top of the dribble pass to Dominguez. Fakes a throw, and now he's going to one-hand it down to the right wing to Cerna. Guarded by Jalen Gore. Dribbling right to left to the free throw line. Backdoor cut. Pass to Rios. Reverse on the right side off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound by Trey Morgan for his first board. And he'll give it off to Michael Mackey. Quickly in the front court. Comes down the left side of the lane. Hippity hop. To Gore in the left corner. Spin move. To come up top of the circle off the dribble to the timeline. Gets some tough pressure applied by Cerna, who keeps tapping him in the hip. Drive to the free throw line. Backs out to Gore. Crossover move. Spins to the left elbow. Fires up a J. Fade away off the back of the rim. And the rebound pulled down to the far sideline for the Hawks by Devin Beltran. Throws it across the timeline to Ricochet. Cerna picks it up near side. Van Landingham all over him on defense in front of the Hobbs Eagles student section, left side. Touch pass up top of the circle to Crawford. He pivots, waiting for help. And he'll come back to the timeline to hand it off to his guard, Dominguez. Patting his chin now to set up a play for the Hawks. Taking his time, bounce pass with two hands, but throws it behind his teammate Rios on the right wing, out of bounds on the sideline for turnover number one for the Hawks. Both teams with one turnover. Eagles with an early 2-0 lead. Eagles only have 4 people on the bench for subs in this ball game. And a lot more on the other side for Centennial. Into the front court comes Jalen Gore. Bounce pass high post left to Mora. He pivots. He's going to fire up a J. Defender backed off for a second. High off the front of the rim. No good. Pulled down by Cerna for his first board for the Hawks. Stolen by Morgan in the lane. A reverse layup on the right side. It scores. 2 points for Morgan. 2 turnovers for the Hawks. It's 4-0 Eagles, their biggest lead. Coming across the timeline, Rios with a one-hand bounce pass to Cerna. Bounces it back to the left wing to Dominguez. Slings it down same side left to Beltran. Bounce pass up top to Crawford. Kicks it to the right wing to Cerna. He'll dribble up top with it with the blue shoes on. Finds a man down in the right corner. 3 is a fade for Beltran and nothing but net. Jalen Gore backed off just a little bit that time, and Beltran makes him pay for it. First bucket for the Hawks, 4-3. Eagles by 1. Coming across the timeline, Jalen Gore. He's going to slow it down for some offensive rotation. Mackey comes and gets it right wing. Over to Van Landingham left side, up top to Mora. Kick it over to Gore. NBA distance, left side, fadeaway 3 out the back of the rim. No good. Rebound left block by Cerna, his second board. Outlet near sideline to Dominguez. Stop and go. Double team gets through 2 defenders. Mackey steals it right from behind that time for turnover number 3. Up ahead to Morgan. Gets bumped hard. Goes to the rack. Misses the layup. Underneath the hoop for the board is Beltran. Stolen by Morgan for just a second, but he's tied up in the paint. So the jump ball, that's 4 turnovers for Centennial, and the arrow will go towards the Hawks side of the court, so they'll get it back. Morgan playing some tenacious full court pressure defense. Big man's going to sit down for the Hawks on the sub, Crawford, as they'll check in Alejandro Cedillo. Inbound to the near sideline to Dominguez. Throws it back deep to another guard that just checked in. Crossover move now for Bruder. Pass to the top of the arc, front court to Beltran. Backdoor right baseline. Going to the rack with it with the right hand hard is Rukavena, who just checked in for his first bucket. High off the rim that time, 5-4. And down at the other end, it's Aaron Mora down low with a little shot in the paint, and he puts it through for the Eagles. So Mora now with 4 points, 6-5. Hobbs by 1. 4:15 remaining first quarter. Coming across the timeline on a stop and go as Dominguez tries to bounce pass into the right wing. It's booted out by Aaron Mora. Some tough D in the passing lane. So 1 point lead. 4 points for Mora, 2 for Morgan. A tray for Beltran, a bucket for Rukavena. 6-5. The inbound to the right wing to Bruder. Throws it up top to Dominguez. Slides it left side to Beltran. He goes the rack hard and lays in over the left rim. Beltran now with 5 points. He leads the team on the season at 15.8 a game. 4 minutes left here in the first. Eagles down by 1. Coming across the timeline, Jalen Gore. Fade away from the free throw line off the back of the rim. Hasn't got one to drop yet. Pulled down on the right block by Cedillo for his first rebound. And Morgan got hit in the face. He's staying in the backcourt. I think he's going to get subbed out pretty quick. They're going to stop action because Centennial is setting up an offensive play, and they get a chance to get Morgan off the court. He got hit right, looks like, between the eyes on that last rebound effort. So they're going to give it to Centennial on the perimeter in their front court. And they lead 7-6. That's been their biggest lead. Hobbs' biggest lead in this first quarter has been 4. Inbound comes on the near sideline from Dominguez in front of the Hobbs Eagles student section. Throws a hard one into Bruder, almost took his head off, then hands it back to Dominguez, top of the arc. Guarded by Tyler Box, who just checked in. One hands it over to Bruder. Cross court right to Beltran, drives the right corner and hands it off, and then getting pushed is Dominguez after he caught the ball on the right wing. Actually, that's Beltran. They call the foul on the Eagles. Or wait a second, no, an offensive foul. Push off instead. They're going to charge that one to Cedillo. That's his first team foul against the Hawks. That'll be a turnover as well, their 5th. And a timeout for the Eagles. They trail by 1, 7-6 at Centennial. 30-second timeout. We'll be back in half a minute live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
You're clear. You have 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome back to Tasker Arena after the Eagle timeout, trailing 7-6 to Centennial here at Tasker. Coming in the game, Jesus Ramos gets a catch at the right elbow, spins in the lane, fade on triple defenders, and the ball rings around for a few seconds and drops through. Hard drive to the hole there for Gore, or make that Ramos for his first bucket. 8-7, Hobbs by 1 to regain the lead here in the first quarter. 3:05 remaining after a big play from Ramos. 3 minutes left as backing out from the top of the arc is Bruder, down by 1 for the Hawks. Coming to the near sideline off the dribble, underhands it to Rukavena. Uses up his dribble. Tough pressure by Van Landingham. Coming back to get it on the left side of him is Pineda now. Or correction, Bruder. Top of the arc. Pass over the right wing to Cedillo. Goes backdoor on Rukavena for the reverse slam with 2 hands on the right side. He lays in his second bucket of the first quarter. It's 9-8. Hobbs down by 1 with 2:30 left, opening quarter. Slowing it down now in the front court, Jalen Gore. Man-to-man defense for the Hawks. He'll back it out to the timeline as he's guarded by Beltran. Once the screen doesn't take it, gets it up top to Ramos. Drives to the free throw line, pivots, kick out right to Box. NBA 3 on the way. Rainbow jumper hits the top of the backboard and the strap connecting the backboard, so that is out of bounds. And it'll go back over to Centennial. Hawks have only had the biggest lead of 1 here in the first quarter. Hasn't got more than that at this point. The inbound of the near side, spinning with the dribble is Dominguez. Gets it across to Beltran, left corner. He's got to go to the rack. Reverse layup right on the windmill. Misses out the back of the rim, no good. Put back up on the right glass. It's no good for Rukavena. And pulled down by Box in traffic on the near side. He's in transition off the dribble. Alley-oop to Mora backdoor with the double clutch off the left glass. It's no good. And a rebound for Michael Bruner getting his first as he tries to throw it across the timeline. They're going to call the block foul. Stepping over there to try to get the ball away was Ethan Van Landingham, and the fans don't like that call. It's a foul on Van Landingham. That's his second team foul. Stops the clock with 1:50 left first quarter, and Eagles down by 1, 9-8. Centennial basketball near the timeline on the near side in front of the drums section here for the Taskovich band. Inbounding will be Bruder. Bounce pass to the timeline to Dominguez, gives it back to Bruder, give and go, goes to the rack, scoop shot, misses an easy point-blank one. Rebound by Mora, throws it ahead to Morgan, has to track it down on the left baseline, out left to Jalen Gore, fadeaway three off the back of the rim, no good. And rebound on the left block by Rukavena, that's his second rebound. Outlet to the timeline to Bruder, Bruder gets it across to left wing to Beltran. He'll drive the free throw, shot from the left elbow, fadeaway off the back of the rim, no good. Mora rips down the rebound underneath the hoop, outlet to the timeline to Gore. Near side right to Box in the right corner, got jammed up with Rios down there. He tries to throw it to the middle of the paint, and it's stolen away for the Hawks. Going to the other end, right side, double clutch. Missing the layup is Beltran, and picked up for the Eagles by Ramos. He tries to sail to head on the ball to Mora, but overthrows him. So a turnover for the Eagles. That's their second. Clock stops with 1:08 left here in the first. Hobbs still down 9-8. And Box will take a seat on the sub. And returning on the court for the Eagles will be Michael Mackey. Inbound comes outside the paint on the right side. It's Dominguez, stop and go dribble. Brings it across the timeline against Gore. Far sideline right with 1 minute left in the opening quarter. 1 point Hawks lead. Sliding from right to left, top of the circle now. Comes right and underhands it to Bruder. Bruder gets a screen on the right wing by Cedillo. Drives the right elbow, pivots, uses up the dribble. Kick it right to Dominguez on the perimeter. Going against Mackey. Hard pass to the right corner to Bruder. Bruder comes up top of the circle off the dribble to the left side. Bounce pass to Beltran in the left corner, but overthrows his teammate out of bounds for turnover number 6. So the Hawks already having that trouble. We mentioned those games against Clovis and Carlsbad had 20-plus turnovers against those two teams and still beat them both. Actually, I should say Clovis and Roswell. They did lose to Carlsbad by 15. Clock with 39 left here in the opening quarter. Jalen Gore will have half a court to work with, no defender on him, as he brings it across the timeline, down by 1. Slows it up as he comes across. Wants to see some rotation on the offense with 28. Top of the circle to the free throw line. Stops, puts on the brakes, throws up a shot, and gets it to rim around and drop through for 2. His first bucket of the game. Eagles have 4 scorers. They lead 10-9. 15 seconds left opening quarter. Here comes the Hawks. Dribbling through his legs on the far sideline is Sierra. Bounce pass on the right wing to Cedillo. Returns to Sierra, top of the circle, over to the left side to Cerny. He'll back it out to the timeline with 5 seconds. Guarded by Mackey. Time's running out to 1. To the top of the circle. NBA 3 is swatted at the buzzer. Mackey took a risk, and he got a piece of the leather. It'll go straight up in the air, no good. At the end of 1 quarter play, the Eagles regain the lead, 10-9 over Centennial. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. Yep, 10 seconds. 5.
Ready?
You've got 15 more seconds.
Okay, yeah, my power keeps going out on me on my board. We got a short.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
If you
have 10.
If I go dead, that's what it's about.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
We start the second quarter here at Task Arena. The Hobbs Eagles lead 10-9 over Centennial. Top scorers so far for the Eagles, 4 for Mora, 2 apiece for Ramos, Gore, and Morgan. Eagles get it down low to Mora. Goes up with a one hand, misses off the left rim, and pulled down on the rebound by John Sierra. 5 points for Beltran, 4 for Rukavena for the Hawks here as we get into this second quarter. Ball comes across the timeline with the unload over the left wing to Cedillo, guarded by Morgan. Boy, a major knockdown as a Hawk player flew out of nowhere from the right wing and slid across the floor. It was up in the air for just a second. They call a big push by Mackey. That'll be his first personal, third team foul. I don't know if somebody spiked through a screen or what, but that kid was airborne and landed on his butt at the top of the circle there. So I guess must have a pretty big lift, and now Mackey's going to chest up Cerna now. So I think there's a little bit of talk going on between those two. And Mackey's got about a 1 or 2 inch height over him. One of the officials has just signaled for a sub to come in for Morgan. Morgan went out earlier in the first quarter on an injury, got hit right between the eyes, so maybe there's some blood or something, but he's taking a breather. Might have been a mask issue, too. Van Landingham returns. So Jalen Gore still out there. Aaron Moore, of course, those two with big numbers this season. Moore at 18.5 and Gore at 18.4. They're going to push it up top with a three. A fadeaway for Bruder off the back of the rim, no good. Van Landingham gets knocked to the floor as he rebounds underneath the hoop. That'll be his second board. And there'll be a foul on the Hawks. They're second as a team. See if they get this against. It looks like the second foul already now on Cedillo. So he's going to be taking a seat probably pretty quickly. Yep, he is exiting right now. Hobbs will get it back, leading 10-9 here in the second. 7:14 left here at Tasker Arena. Jalen Gore has an easy dribble coming across the timeline. The defender pick him up top of the arc, front court. He's going to fire up a three as the defender backed up for a second. And Jalen Gore makes it pay for it right through the hole. First tray of the game for the Eagles. He's got 5, does Gore, and now leads the team in scoring. 13-9, matching the biggest lead at 4. In the front court, a stop and go on the left elbow is Sierra. Pivoting, kicks it off left wing to Crawford. Hands it off on the left wing to Beltran. He'll back it out to the timeline on the dribble. Has the pink shoes on, gets stripped by Gore near the time stripe for turnover number 7. He'll go to the rack with a scoop shot left and scores. Gore now with 7 points. 5 here in this second quarter. He's coming on now. Eagles have their biggest lead of 6 in this second quarter. This is where Centennial starts seeing problems with turnovers. That's cost him in some very close games almost. They still won those against Clovis and Roswell. Bad pass across the timeline, ripped away by Mackey. Turnover number 8 for the Hawks. Over to Mora with the tomahawk jam as he sends it through the rim. Mora now has 6 points and a timeout on the court. 9 Centennial turnovers. Eagles have their biggest lead at 8, and we'll come back in 60 seconds on the Hawks timeout.
You're clear.
60 seconds, please.
Okay.
Are you okay with my video? When you get a chance, could you check that to make sure you can see the screen or the court?
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay, thank you. I have been having a lot of problems with this power cord. It just cuts off for no reason, so I'm sure it's going to happen more than once. And I lost my phone, didn't I, right?
Yeah, you did. You have 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hobbs Eagles lead 17-9, their biggest lead, 8 points after 9 turnovers so far for Centennial in this ballgame. Just led to a tomahawk jam for Aaron Mora, who now has 6 points. Jalen Gore hit a trade just moments ago. He has 7, so those two guys starting to come on for the Eagles. And at this point, no points being produced for Centennial here in this second quarter as the Eagles have outscored them 7-0 here in the second. They've burned a couple of timeouts because of some problems with getting the ball across the timeline. In the hands of Sierra now as he comes across, as he gives it back to Dominguez, middle of the court, top of the Hobbs Eagle logo. Going against Mackey, stop and go, top of the circle, backs it out again. Sends it over to the right wing. to Dominguez. He'll hold it for a second. Actually, that was Beltran. Bad pass to the right wing has to be saved by Dominguez. Back to Beltran. He comes down the lane with an arch shot over the rim and scores. He's got 7. 17-11. Quickly a pass to the other end. Morgan on the right block. Up top to Jalen Gore. Stop and go. Leans, passes down to Van Landingham left block. He fades away in the paint. No good. Tip back up with one hand on the right glass and putting it through is Mora. 8 points and 3 rebounds for the big kid. Back to an 8-point Eagle lead, 19-11. 5:26 left, second quarter. Trap pressure defense for the Eagles. The inbound comes on the left wing and then returns it back deep to Dominguez. Stop and go, guarded by Van Landingham, who throws a hip into him. Once you give a step to Dominguez, you can't throw your body to the side of him. You get the foul. And that's already 3 now on Van Landingham. And the 4th on the Eagles as a team. So that's going to be Ramos returning for Hobbs for Van Landingham. And at the time stripe, it's Dominguez to inbound. They get a sub in first, though, for the Hawks. And returning on the court is Jake Rukavena. And also checking on for the Eagles, too, Samaje Williams. Quick inbound to the right corner. Beltran fades shot from the right block and gets it off the glass and in the hole. One-handed at that time. He's got 9. 19-13. Hobbs up by 6 still. Samaje Williams in the front court up top to Ramos. Right hands it to the right elbow. Continues with the pass over to the right corner to Gore. Fadeaway 3 off the front of the rim. No good. Ramos gets the board on the right block. Goes back up with 2 hands and swishes it through. Point blank range for Ramos. His 4th point and 2nd rebound. Hobbs back up by 8. 21-13. We got a whistle on the inbound. Another timeout for Coach Martinez and the Hawks. Trying to get some strategy going here to beat the press. 4:48 left, second quarter. Hobbs up by 8 over Centennial. 21-13. We're back in 30 on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear.
We'll try to reestablish a phone at halftime, if that's okay.
Okay.
You change that to 2.
You have 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
4:48 left, second quarter. The Eagles lead the Hawks. The battle of the Birds at Task Arena, 21-13. Back to trap pressure defense for the Eagles. Now they're going to man-to-man. Inbound to the far sideline to Beltran backcourt. Sends it to the middle to Sierra. He'll bring it across. Hard dribble to the top of the arc. Continues down the lane. Turns and fires a wild 360 throw up on the rim. Misses off the back, and Mora picks up his 4th rebound. Dribbles into the front court, down the right lane. Takes it all the way downtown through the lane and in the hole off the right glass. Boy, a big-time move for him. 10 points now for Mora. He's got the most points of anybody on the court right now. The Eagles had their biggest lead of 10, 23-13. In the front court, stop and go for Beltran. Trips, falls to the floor, unloads left corner to Crawford. He slides up the sideline off the dribble, coming back to get it as Beltran left wing. Correction, that's Dominguez. Guarded by Ramos out into the Taskovich band. Crossover move. He'll stay there, though, and gets a screen up top from Crawford. Drives down the right side of the lane. Bounce pass right corner Dominguez. Off the back of the rim, off the tray shot. Rebound for Katre Morgan on the right block. His 2nd. Outlet to the timeline to Williams. Over to Jalen Gore, left elbow. Shot through the hole. Swish it through. Beautiful follow through for Jalen Gore. He's got 9. 2nd leading scorer for the Eagles. Up to a 12-point lead, the biggest of the ball game here in the 2nd. Losing the ball at the timeline as it was hit by Williams to bring it across Dominguez. Stop and go behind his back, almost fell to the floor, and Williams is staying with him. The fans love what he's playing out there, some tough D. Dribbles to the left elbow. He'll fire up a 3-point shot off balance, hits the front of the rim, pulled down by Ramos, wide open for the ball on the right side. He'll dribble into the front court. Fires up a 3 off the back of the rim, though. Rebound at the free throw line by Rukavena, who gets hammered trying to pass up court. Foul on the Eagles. That'll be charged to Samaje Williams, his first. 15 foul on the Eagles. So still not the bonus yet. Clock stop at 3:14. Pretty quick moving first half, too. Hobbs by 12. Inbounding on the near sideline will be Rios. Still in the backcourt on the left. Sends it back deep to Cerna. He'll take on Samaje Williams. Stop and go down to the front court and then puts on the brakes. He'll keep the dribble through his legs as he stays out near the timeline left side. Bounce pass in the paint to Rios. He took a couple of hands on the ball and then slapped it down hard. Gets the double dribble. That's the 10th Hawks turnover, that time in the paint. Not quite sure if he wanted to pass it back door or take it up and ends up putting 2 hands down on the ball and the floor. 3 minutes left in the half as Ramos gets the pass front court right wing. He'll back it out, dribbles through his legs, crossover, stop and shot from the right elbow, in and out, no good. Box will tip it up over the left rim and scores. Box just came off the bench, his first points and the second rebound. Eagles had their biggest lead now at 14. And a bad inbound on the near sideline, fumbled out by Rios for turnover number 11 for the Hawks. They're starting to dismantle here in the second quarter. Eagle basketball. After some tough pressure, Ramos will take a breather. So will Williams and Morgan on the court for Hobbs, seeing his first action in this game, Gilberto Miranda. Jalen Gore returns, and so does Mackey. Box to inbound near sideline up top after a double screen. Shot for Gore, wide open from NBA. Thanks to Mora and Miranda for the beautiful screens up top. And Gore has his second tray and 12 points total. 30-13, the biggest lead now is 17 for the Eagles. Into the front court for the Hawks. Stop and go for Cerna. Right wing, guarded closely by Mackey. He'll back it out to the far sideline, and then he'll push foul. Check on the hip there by Mackey. That's his second personal 16th foul on the Eagles, but still not the bonus. Another sub coming back for the Hawks. That's going to be Michael Bruder, as taking a seat is Alejandro Cedillo. Hawks basketball on the far sideline, front court. Nicholas Cerna to inbound, well below his average. He came into the game averaging 8.4 points a contest, has 0 at this point. Boy, a screen at half court as Bruder put a shot in the face of Gore, no call. Pass down the lane, driving hard is Rios. We're going to call the body on the Eagles as he threw the shot at the back of the rim. He'll get 2 free throws out of it. Boy, I think they got a cheap screen there that time against Gore at the time stripe. Call the foul on Gilberto Miranda, his first, 17 foul, so will be single bonus for the rest of the half. Hobbs up by 17. On the line is Cedillo. He's averaging 78% on the free throw line this season. This is the first free throw attempt for the Hawks in the first half as he puts the first one through. He'll get one more. That's only the third score of the game for Centennial. 30-14 is the score. 2:15 left here in the second. Second shot is up, and it's good as well for Cedillo. He got them both. 2 for 2 on the line. Eagles doubling up on the Hawks, 30-15. Into the front court comes Gore. He's going to spot up a 3 from the right wing. This one in and out off the back of the rim, and pulled down underneath for the Hawks by Rukavena. That's his fourth board. Outlet to the timeline. Coming across Cerna against Miranda. Got a piece of the basketball, then pushed in the back and got the reach foul. Hobbs fans thought that was a little bit of a close call there, but that is the 18th foul against the Eagles and the first on Miranda. Or actually his second. Clock stops at 1:59 left here in the second. Eagles up 30-15. So Cerna will be on the line. Again, he hasn't scored in this game, averaging 8.4 a contest and 67% from the charity stripe. Centennial came in shooting 64% as a team. Free throw is up, and it's good for Cerna. 30-16. Hobbs holding on to the 14-point lead. Don't forget, later tonight, the Hobbs Lady Eagles in action here on Cool. They take on Las Cruces High on the road. 5:15 pregame, tip-off at 5:30. Usually on the Eagle, but tonight on Cool because of the change in our lineup. Free throw good on Cerna. He got both of them, 2 points for him, 30-17. Eagles throw it high down the court to Moore underneath the hoop. Reverse slam, got shoved in the back, lays it off the right glass and scores underneath the hoop that time. And shoved in the back by Crawford, his first foul, third on the Hawks, and another bucket for Moore. He scored 8 of his 12 points here in the second quarter, and a chance for free throws here. Moore comes into the ball game shooting 58% from the stripe. Eagles at 63 as a team. This is going to be their first free throw attempt of the ball game. Shot is up and a swish for Mora. He's got 13 points to lead both teams. 33-17. Hobbs by 16. Biggest lead has been 17 here in the second quarter. 1:53 left of the half. A half-court inbounder is caught right across the timeline by Dominguez. Bounce pass right baseline. A shot-put shot is flat. Rios taken down by Mora. Sends it ahead to a breaking box and misses a little finger roll over the front of the rim. That was the 5th rebound by Mora. And the board brought across after the dribble by Cerna. That's his 3rd rebound as he comes across the timeline. 1:30 left here in the second. Bounce pass to the right wing. Holding it for a second on the pivot is Rios. Dumps it down to the right corner, then giving it over to the right wing to Cerna. He'll back it out after a screen from Crawford. Back to Crawford in the lane. Kick out to the right corner. Faking it 3's Beltran. He's going to spot up in 18 instead. Mora's going to pick it off the front of the rim off the jumper for number 6 on rebounds. He'll throw it ahead to Mackey. Down back door to Morgan for the layup on the left side. Eagles with a transition passing game going on. Morgan now with 4 points. 35-17. Their biggest lead now is 18 for the Eagles. Winning the battle of the Birds here at Tasker. Into the front court. Bruder, top of the circle. Has a man open left corner. Decides not to shoot the 3. Cropper going to drill with the left elbow. Spots up a J instead. They call the body foul as Box tried to block the shot. Coach Reed's got his hands up in the air saying, hey, where's the foul on that one? Actually, they call that instead on Mora, his first. 19th foul on the Eagles. And that will send to the line Crawford, who's 75% on the season. Hawks are 4 for 4 on the line as a team up to that shot, and he breaks it off the front of the rim, though. Trying to get his first point in the ball game. No good on the first one. Second shot for Crawford is up, and it's good the second time. He's 1 of 2. 35-18. Eagles by 17. A bad inbound is stolen away on the near side by Rios. Pass to the free throw line. Shot off the back of him for Cernan. Picked up by Moore, his 7th board. Up ahead to Mackey. Goes down, then goes up strong off the left block. It's hit in the head. And there's a foul underneath the hoop by the Hawks. I'm not sure they're going to say he was in shooting motion. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Because he went way to the floor that time before he went up strong with it. They'll call the foul on Crawford, his second, and that'll be the 14th foul. That will be a 2-shot foul for Mackey, who comes into the game shooting 60% on the season. Eagles are 1 for 1 from Mora earlier, and this one's off a ricochet and good. Mackey with his first point of the ball game. Eagles now with 6 scorers. And 4 scorers for, actually 5 for Centennial. Second shot for Michael Mackey's a swish. So Eagles perfect on the line so far, 3 for 3, and now lead with their biggest lead of 19 here in the second quarter. 37-18, Eagles over the Hawks. 42 seconds left in the opening, or make it the second quarter. Eagles have 3 defenders in the backcourt. As they get the inbound to the near sideline, do the Hawks. Cerna one hands it down the lane to Rios left block. He pivots, bounce pass in the paint, shot on the way, a fadeaway, and putting it through the holes, Beltran. One hands at that time. He's got 11 points. 37-20. Eagles by 17. 28 seconds left in the half. Into the front court comes Jalen Gore on the near side. Back to the timeline off the dribble, top of the circle. Stop and go, cross over to the right elbow. Just trying to get the defender to come out on him, and Bruder's just going to let him back it up to the timeline again. Down to 15. Top of the shot on the circle, and the shot is off the back of the rim off the 3. Morgan goes up with a double clutch. He can't get it to go down, and pulled down on the right block. Fumbling the ball is Rios, stolen away by Ramos. And oh, that was Mora with the fadeaway on the left baseline. Puts it through for a bucket. And that will end the first half of action after the 12th turnover for the Hawks. 39-20, the Eagles up by 19 over Centennial here at the first half end. We'll be back in 3 minutes live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
You're clear.
Can we try that phone?
Yeah. You're on the phone.
Okay, thank you.
You have a minute. You have 30.
Thank you.
You have 10 seconds. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to halftime here at Tasker Arena. Ty Friend here with you as the Hobbs Eagles leading big 39-20 over the Centennial Hawks. Very close game in the first quarter. Eagles barely above the Hawks 10-9, although there were some leads for the Hawks. But second quarter, a whole different story. Hobbs outscoring Centennial 29-11 in that second quarter. So definitely where they took control, especially with those turnovers. Right now, there's been 12 for the Hawks and just 3 for the Hobbs Eagles. Let's take a look at the scoring in the first half of action. There is one double-digit score for the Hawks so far, and that's Devin Beltran. He's got 11 points on the board, 5 in the first quarter and 6 in the second. He had a tray in the first quarter of action. Big drop-off after him, though. 4 points for Jake Rukavena, who got all his points in the second quarter. Nick Cerna went 2 for 2 on the line for 2 points. Alejandro Cedillo went 2 for 2 for 2 points. And one more scorer, Sean Cropper, went 1 for 2 from the charity stripe for 1 point. So right now, to this point, after 2 quarters, 5 scores for Centennial. They are 5 of 6 from the charity stripe and have 15 rebounds. Their top boardman so far is Jake Rukavena with 4 and 3 apiece for Beltran and Cerna. Again, big problem for them at this point is 17 turnovers in the first half. And for your Hobbs Eagles, already 2 double-digit scores, including Aaron Mora. He's working on a double-double today, 15 points and 7 rebounds, and 11 of those points coming in the second quarter. He's also 1 for 1 on the charity stripe. So Aaron Mora having a big game, including that tomahawk dunk in the second quarter. Other scores, Jalen Gore, he had 12, and 10 of those coming in the second quarter thanks to 2 trays. Jesus Ramos coming off the bench for 4 points on 2 buckets, also had 3 rebounds. Katre Morgan with 4 points and 3 boards. Tyler Box hit a bucket for 2. He had 2 rebounds in the game as well. Ethan Van Landingham hasn't scored yet, but he has 2 rebounds. And Michael Mackey went 2 for 2 on the line with 2 points. Eagles with 6 scores so far, and they're perfect on the charity line. 3 for 3 up to this point, and once again they've hit 2 threes. Only 3 turnovers for the Eagles and 12 again for the Centennial Hawks. Eagles out rebounding Centennial 17-15. 7 boards for Mora and 3 apiece for Ramos and Morgan. 2 for Van Landingham as well as 2 for Tyler Boggs. Once again, the score at the half, your Eagles 39, Centennial 20. We'll come back in 4 minutes to get you going in the second half of action live here at Tasker Arena.
You're clear. You have 1 minute. You have 30 seconds. You have 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Ready for second half action here at Tasker Arena. The Hobbs Eagles taking on the Centennial Hawks, the Battle of the Birds. Hobbs leading 39-20 as we start the third quarter. Ty Friend here with you. We got Hobbs Lady Eagle action coming up later tonight. We'll get to that here in just a minute. And a steal on the inbound already. Jalen Gore picks it away for 13 turnovers to the Hawks. Goes back door to Mora. Thought he might try to slam it, but he has had to push it over the rim. He got out of balance there just a second. 17 points for the Eagles and Mora. 14 turnovers, and we got a steal on the inbound, but we got a whistle too. I'm not sure what they're calling here. Not sure what the call was. They're giving it back to Centennial on the far sideline of the backcourt. They will get the ball back. They trail 41-20 to the Eagles. The biggest lead has been 21 now here in the third. Ball inbounded as Dominguez will come across with Morgan. Actually still in the backcourt, sliding left to right off the dribble, chested into Morgan for a second. Now in the front court on the right wing. Getting a screen from Cedillo. Swings it over to the left side to Dominguez. Crossover to his left hand. Actually, that was Beltran. Hands it off to Cerna on the left wing. He'll back it out to the timeline. Guarded by Jalen Gore. Sliding to the right side. Unloads to Crawford. Fade away from the free throw line and puts it through. Aaron Moore kind of put his head down for a second, and Crawford puts it in. He's got 3 points. 41-22 at the other end. Pop-a shot from the middle of the paint off the dribble goes Jalen Gore. He puts it through the hole. He's got 14 points. 43-22. High pass to the far sideline and goes over the head of a Centennial player, but I think they're going to call Mackey for a body foul, as hitting the deck that time was Cedillo. So that'll go against Mackey, his third. That'll be the first team foul for the Eagles here in the second half. Neither team got to the double bonus in the first half, although Centennial did get to the single. Cerna with the bounce pass to the right wing after the inbound. Over to Crawford. Goes back door. Reverse layup with two hands over the rim by Cedillo. Picked up by Morgan. Sends it ahead after his fourth rebound. At the other end for the touchdown throw in the layup was Aaron Mora, looking like a receiver. 19 points for him now. And the Eagles have their biggest lead of 23 here in the third quarter, 45-22. Long ball down to the other end, and putting a little push shot from the left block is Crawford. He's got 5 for those in the third quarter. 45-24 Eagles. Dribbling behind his back is Gore on the left elbow. Double team against him on a 2-3 zone. He'll back it out to the near sideline, pivoting, looking for help, used up his dribble. Fires it to Mackey at the timeline as he is guarded by Dominguez. Bounce pass to Moore on the left elbow. Over to Crawford, or make that Morgan on the right block. Over to Jalen Gore with a fadeaway, 15 on the right side of the paint. Gore now has 16 points. Eagles up by 23, 47-24. The long pass down to the right elbow to Sierra. Goes back door and then coming back to the middle of the paint off the dribble. Beltran puts it through with a quick J. He's got 13. 47-26. Eagles by 21. Now Mackey going to slow it down as he comes across the timeline to the top of the circle. Bounce pass to Morgan. Double team on the right elbow. Gets his pass deflected right back to him on the right wing. Pivots. Throws it down to Gore. Spot shot from the 3. Right corner. Fade away. No good. Rebounded by Morgan on the left block. He tries to go back up with a hook shot. Gets bodied into. Ball goes up straight in the air, but they got the foul. That's his 5th rebound for Katre Morgan. And they'll get the foul against Cedillo. That's his third personal. And that'll be the first team foul against the Hawks here in the second half as Morgan steps up on the season from the charity stripe at 54%, and he nails his first free throw right through the net. Morgan now with 5 points. Eagles are 4 for 4 from the line so far. Perfect. They came into the game shooting 63%, so definitely moving those numbers up. Subs coming in for the Hawks, and that will include, I believe, Dax Rios returns to the court. As the second free throw for Morgan is a swish as well. He's got 6. Eagles 4 for 4 on the line now. Or make it 5 for 5, 49-26, matching their biggest lead at 23. Quickly beating the pressure into the front court is Cerna. Free throw line, goes down the lane, reverse layup, rejected by Box. Rebound by Morgan, but a bad pass to the timeline for turnover number 4. Pass down to the right corner, 3 on the way for Cerna off the side rim, no good. Put back up on the right block on the tip by Rios. He's got 2 points and 2 rebounds. He averages about 7.9 a game, and that's his first bucket of the contest. Eagles by 21, though, still. Jalen Gore, high inbound to the right elbow. Giving it to Morgan. On the high post, bounce it back to Moore on the right block. Ball loose and picked off and taken away by Cerna. That's turnover number 5 for the Eagles as a man open wide at the other end. That's Beltran with the reverse layup on the right side. He's got 15. So that was a quick play for the Hawks and turnover number 5 for the Eagles. Into the front court, Jalen Gore on the left wing to move the zone. Up top to Ramos, back to Gore. Down low to Moore on the left block, turnaround fade off 3 defenders off the back of the rim, no good. Morgan goes back up on the right block, can't get it to drop after a 7th rebound. The ball comes out the rim and goes out on the baseline. Coach Reeves with his hands in the air, wanting a call from the official. Ramos will inbound from the right baseline, leading by 19. Trying to get it back deep to Gore on the left wing and finally gets it there. Dribbles through his legs, crossover move, backs it out at the top of the circle. Trying to get some people to move around a little bit here for the Eagles offense. Uses up his dribble, finds Box on the right wing, drives hard to the right base, dumps it low to Morgan, gets swatted by 2 defenders in the middle of the paint and a foul. Got sandwiched underneath the hoop that time and used some strong biceps to push it up to the hole anyway. So that will be the second on the Hawks. And they'll call that foul on Rios. That's his first. So Morgan on the line, who's perfect in this quarter, 2 for 2. The Eagles are 5 for 5 as a team. Morgan has 6 points so far and a 19-point lead with 4:12 left here in the third quarter. First free throw's up and off the front of the rim, no good. He'll get 1 more. Of course, the Eagles only up by 1 at the end of the first quarter, 10-9, but they outscored Centennial 29-11 in the second to have that 19-point lead at the half. Got as big as 23 here in the third quarter. Second shot good for Morgan, went 1 of 2. And now the Eagles up by 20, and that's 7 for Morgan. 50-30. Ball comes inbounded, falling to the floor, lost the ball, did Dominguez, picked up by Gore. Fadeaway jumper, 18-footer, no good off the right rim, put back up by the big man Mora for his 8th rebound, and 6 points here in the third quarter, 21 overall. And now a bad inbound to the near sideline is fumbled out. Actually going to say, was it touched by Rios or not? Yes, it was. So they're going to give it to the Eagles in front of the Tasker-Rich band on the near sideline. That is their 16th turnover of the ball game. Inbounding is Ramos. Flicks it over to Gore on the right wing. Spin move. Fadeaway jumper. 15-footer from the right baseline. No good. Another rebound for Morgan. His 8th. Goes back up with a hook shot in the middle of the paint off the dribble and scores. He went on 2 defenders that time. Morgan continues to light it up. He's got 9 and 8 rebounds. 54-30. He's working on a double-double. And there's a violation on the throw-in, or actually a 5-second call there against Dominguez on the right baseline for turnover number 17. Coach Martinez now out in the court with the hands on the hips. I don't think he liked that one. They're going to call the timeout. 3:38 left here in the third, and Eagles have their biggest lead of the game, 54-30, 24-point lead over the Centennial Hawks. We'll take a quick 30-second break and come back live on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. You have 10 seconds. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
54-30, your Hobbs Eagles up by 24 here in the third quarter. Looking at the scoring so far for Hobbs, Aaron Mora leads the pack with 21 points. Also 8 rebounds, getting close to a double-double. Jalen Gore with 16 and 2 trays. So those are the 2 double-digit scores. Katre Morgan getting close, though. He's got 9 points and 8 rebounds, so he's working on a double-double as well for the Eagles. And for the Centennial Hawks, leading with 15 points, Devin Beltran. He's only had 4 here in the third quarter. And other than that, a big drop-off in scoring back to Jake Rukavena, who's got 4, and also actually 5 for Sean Crawford. By the way, Crawford's their biggest kid on the court at 6'4". It's going to be Centennial basketball in their backcourt. The inbound off the bouncer to Cerna, and returns it back deep to Dominguez near side. A trap from Box and Jalen Gore. Gives it back over to Cerna, and again to Dominguez on the near side. Double team, ball knocked out of his hands, and picked up by Katre Morgan for turnover number 18. He'll go to the rack with it himself. Reverse layup right side and scores, does Morgan. He's got 11 points now, double digit for Morgan. 56-30, the Eagles' biggest lead is 26. A pass from left to right in the backcourt, sails out of bounds on the near sideline for Azael Dominguez. Couldn't get a grip on the near side. It goes out of bounds, and that will be the 19th turnover for the Hawks. Eagle basketball in their front court, left sideline in front of the Hobbs Eagles student section. Box to inbound. Up top after a double screen shot for Jalen Gore. In and out of the three-point. Morgan is going up again on the right block and is fouled. Ball comes short of the rim, but he'll go back to the line. 9 rebounds for Morgan. He's 1 board away from a double-double here with 11 points and 9 boards. Morgan 3 for 4 from the charity stripe today. 75% from the line as well. Having a big-time game underneath. Free throws up and swish for Morgan. He's made 4 of 5 free throws here in the third quarter alone, and that means battling in the paint. That's why he's getting to the line. A couple of subs coming in for Coach Martinez and the Hawks. Back on the court is Michael Bruder, and first time I believe today, Jared Glaze steps on. 27-point lead for the Eagles, the biggest of the contest. Now make it 28 as Morgan gets both free throws. So he continues to put them down. He's had 5 throws going through the hoop here in the third. 58-30. In the front court, a 3 already on the way for Comunez, and he nails it. Coming off the bench for a tray. Second tray of the game for Centennial. 58-33, Eagles by 25. We're able to throw it across to Morgan, free throw line. Back door to Box. High shot over the rim, no good. Gets his own rebound on the left block. Lost the ball for just a second. That was his third board. A fadeaway from the left block. It falls off the back of the rim and pulled down on the far sideline by Comunez. He'll dribble across the timeline and give it off to Beltran. Slows it down against Jalen Gore on the defense. Over to right side of Dominguez, top of the circle. Bounce pass left wing to Cerna. Or correction, that's Comunez, top of the arc, off the dribble. Over to left wing to Beltran. Up top, the ball lost by Dominguez behind his head. He chases it back. Taking on Box to the left elbow off the dribble, spins. Kick it up top to Comunez. 3 on the way, off the front of the rim, no good. Aaron Moore reaches out high in the air and pulls it down. That's his 9th rebound, almost the double-double with 1 more board. Dribbles to the top of the circle. One hands over to Box on the right wing to Jalen Gore, same side right. Down low to the man himself. Double clutch goes up. Morgan, he's fouled again from behind. A hip into his back that time. Ball doesn't drop, but he gets his 10th rebound. And that'll be a chance for actually that wasn't a rebound. He got fouled in the shot before he could go back up with the rebound. But he'll get a chance for another free throw. That will be for Centennial their 14th foul. See who they got that one against. Looks like they charged Dominguez with his first. First free throw for Morgan, in and out, no good. Boy, Morgan's been on the line 7 times here in the third quarter and has converted 5 of those. 5 of 7 for the game. 13 points for Katre Morgan. Working on 14 with the second attempt here. Samaje Williams back on the court for the Eagles on the sub. Second shot good for Morgan. 14 for him on the scorebook. 59-33 Eagles by 26. Coming across the timeline is Dominguez to the right corner on the pass to Comunez. Drives the lane, pivots against Van Landingham. Over to the left corner. Making a 3, driving to the left elbow is Glaze. Fadeaway jumper. Where did that come from? Bricks off the front of the rim. Mora pulls it down in the right corner. He's got a double-double. 21 points and 10 rebounds for Mora. Down the lane to Mackey. Gets tripped from behind. Tries to throw up a scoop shot to make it a shooting foul. Hits the hardwood hard. But they're going to call the foul, I think, on the drive. And their officials are trying to separate Samaje Williams and Azael Dominguez after the play. See if they're going to call this a shooting foul or not. It was close. A trip for sure going to be called on Dominguez, his second, 15th foul. And yes, they will put Mackey on the line. Yet to shoot a free throw in this game. Actually, no, excuse me, he's 2 for 2 going back to the first half. That was his 2 points. Hobbs up by 26. He can match the biggest lead of the game with 2 free throws here. Make it 28. First shot is up. Nope, off the back of the rim, no good. And a sub for the Hawks. Sebastian Padilla on the court. That's who Samaje Williams appears to be going to be guarding here in just a second. And Williams already kind of catcalling him as he came on the court, and the official come over there and said, calm it down just a bit. Samaje getting very vocal in this game, trying to get this team continue to be fired up as they lead by 16, or make it 26, excuse me. Second shot good. Mackey gets 1 out of 2. He's got 3 points total. Eagles up by 27 now. Coming across the timeline, Beltran far side, tries to go cross-court right to the baseline, but overthrows Padilla out of bounds, and that is the 20th turnover for the Hawks. 60-33, Eagles by 27 with 1:35 left third quarter. The inbound to Mackey. Comes hard across the timeline against a 2-3 zone. He'll put on the brakes, top of the circle. Keeps the dribble alive, though. Coming up to get his Morgan on the high post right. Over to Mora on the free throw line. He's going to pivot. Over to Van Landingham on the right elbow. Getting stripped. Almost lost the ball, but he held on to it. Big biceps keeping away the defender. On top of him is Comunez. Almost a foul. And they're going to call a 5-second violation. They're going back to the Hawks. Turnover number 6 for the Eagles. Hobbs came into this game only averaging 13 turnovers a game, and only 6, half of that in this contest. Up by 27. Into the front court comes Comunez. Uses up the dribble on the near sideline. Guarded by Morgan right on top of him. Near the time stripe, almost a 5-second call. Bounce pass to the right wing to Padilla. He's going to pivot, bounce it down the lane. A scoop coming from Pineda, and he lays it off the glass for 2 on the finger roll. That's his first bucket. 60-35. A long ball to the other end is last touched by the Hawks as off the hands of Pineda. So Eagles will get it back on the baseline left side, leading by 25. Of course, the Eagles have been getting used to blowouts. 48-point win over against Goddard earlier this week. Van Landingham gets it into a wide-open Mackey right corner for 3. In and out, no good. Underneath the hoop for the rebound for the Hawks is Padilla. That's his first. Outlet near sideline to Dominguez. He'll bring it across. Actually, that's Beltran. Top of the circle. Fires up a 3 off the front of the rim. Ripped down by Mackey on the right block for the Eagles. And he'll send it ahead to Van Landingham. 2-on-2. Goes to the rack with a finger roll. Misses off the back of the rim. Morgan goes back up on a fade on the left block. He just got his 10th rebound. Got fouled. Ball came off the rim. But he's got a double-double now. He'll get a chance for 2 more free throws as well. 14 points and 10 rebounds for Contre Morgan on the double-double, and he's going to add on to those free throw numbers hopefully here. They charge a foul to Glaze, his first 16th foul on the Hawks. Morgan's free throw in and out, bounced off the rim a couple of times, but he'll get 1 more. He is 7 of 10 from the charity stripe for 70%. Second shot is up, off the back of the rim, no good. Pulled down by Van Landingham on the right baseline. His 3rd rebound, outlet left corner to Gore. 3-pointer off the back of the rim, and a rebound underneath by Beltran for the Hawks. Throws it across the timeline, right wing to Comunez. Fires up a 3 off balance, hits the bottom of the backboard. Underneath the hoop is Samaje Williams for his first rebound. Outlet to the timeline to Gore. Down to Mackey left corner. 18-footer fade off the rim. Tipped up by Morgan. He was fouled. No, he wasn't. They're not going to call that one. It looked like he got hammered, but bodies are flopping all over the place as they fall to the floor like a bowling ball and pins there. But that was a rebound for Morgan nonetheless. 12 total for him now. The Eagles will get it back on the jump ball with the arrow for Hobbs on the left baseline. Van Landingham to inbound with 6.6 left in the quarter. To Gore on the right wing. Dribbles top of the circle, comes to the lane. Shot from 15. Fade away and good. He swishes it through. Jalen Gore before the buzzer gets his 18th point of the ball game. Eagles up by 27 at the end of 3. 62-35 here at Task Arena over the Centennial Hawks. Back in 60 on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. You have 30 seconds. You have 10 seconds. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hobbs Eagles up big over Centennial here at Tasker Arena, 62-35, up by 27 as we enter the fourth quarter. The Hawks with just 15 points for Devin Beltran. He's only scored 4 in this third quarter as we come to an end there. So he's the only double-digit scorer at this point. And for your Hobbs Eagles, 21 for Mora, 18 for Gore, and 14 for Katre Morgan. Morgan and Mora both with double-doubles in this ball game. It'll be Centennial basketball to start the fourth as the pass comes into the right wing to Pineda. Dumps it down to the right corner to Comunez. Guarded by Morgan, sliding left off the dribble. A bounce pass back to the timeline to Beltran. Bounce it to the left elbow, off the knee of Pineda, able to retract it over to the left wing. After picked it up by Rios, and he's out the left side now. Uses up his dribble, good pressure by Van Landingham, slings it to the timeline, and unfortunately Morgan couldn't put on the brakes, and he ran over his opponent, Beltran, flattens him at the timeline, face to the hardwood that time, stomach on the court. So the foul on Morgan, only his first though, second team foul. 6-2 foul count, 6 on the Hawks, 2 on the Eagles. It's going to be Centennial basketball on the near sideline in front of the Tasker Ridge band. Inbounding will be Comunez. One hand bounce into the backcourt to Beltran, guarded by Jalen Gore. Over to the left wing, wide open for a three on the fade, off the side of the rim for Comunez. Bounced off the rim and pulled down by the Eagles' Mora. And then a shot at the other end off the pass, and a shot in the paint put through. As scoring is Ramos, he's got 6. We had a tie line going down here, so a few people missing our connection there, so getting back up there. 64-35, a 29-point lead for the Eagles. At the other end, a spin on the right elbow by Comunez. Goes backdoor and laying it in uncontested left to right underneath the hoop. Pineda for his 4th point, 64-37. Eagles coasting in this game as we're in the fourth quarter at Tasker Arena. 6:30 left in the contest. Eagles working on their 14th win of the season. Bounce pass down the lane to Mora. He goes up big over the front of the rim with a finger roll and fouled. He'll have a chance for a 3-point play. 23 points for Aaron Mora. Stops the clock with 6:29 remaining as they get the call on Pineda. That's his first, 17th foul. Eagles will be in the bonus the rest of this fourth quarter. Up by 29 now, their biggest lead of the ball game. Trying to make it 30 here is Mora. He's perfect, 1 for 1 on the charity stripe. Now make it 2 for 2 on the switch there. A 30-point Eagle lead, the biggest of the ball game here in the fourth. Long pass down to the left baseline, going up on the reverse layup. Pineda with his second reverse coming from left to right. That's 6 for him now. 67-39. Here come the Eagles. Ramos in the right corner, drives baseline, fadeaway jumper off the back of the rim. Tipped by Mackey, chases it down in the right corner, his second rebound. And ball gets knocked out of his hands, and he'll get it back, though, going out off the Hawks. Right in front of the Hobbs Eagles student section, deep left corner of the front court. Man returning for the Hawks in the game now is Isaac Aguilar. Inbound to Mora, left block, spinning to the right of the paint, throws up a hook shot in the middle, and throws it through the hole for 2. Mora continues to put down the big numbers, 26 for him, and we're up back to a 30-point lead, 69-39, just under 6 minutes left here in the fourth. Into the front court, off the right wing. Slowing it up is Aguilar. Coming back to get it is the other Aguilar, Isaac. And then the guard, Pineda, gets the handoff left side. Gives it over to Beltran, left wing. On the sideline, staying with him is Gore. Crossover move to the free throw line. Continues down the right side of the lane. Tries to go up with a double clutch. Is rejected by Ramos, but they're going to say he came down on top of him after the block on the ball. Block looked pretty good on the leather that time, but he came down on the shoulder for the foul. So Ramos will pick up his first, 3rd team foul. Eagles been doing a good job of keeping out of foul trouble, although Michael Mackey and Van Landingham both have 3. The rest of the players have been keeping the fouls dispersed. And it looks like coming up a little bit hobbled that time was Beltran. Now, almost thought he was going to get subbed there as they kept the lane closed for just a minute, but he's going to shoot his 2 free throws. Beltran has only scored 4 points in the second half, had 11 at the break, averaging 15.8 a game. He's getting close, though. As he makes the free throw, he's beating his average now with 16. He'll get one more. And it looks like a sub checks in for the Hawks. That's John Sierra. One more free throw for Beltran. Leading scorer was 16 for the Hawks. 69-40, Eagles up by 29. Second shot is a swish. He's got 17. 69-41. Here come the Eagles. Inbound quickly to Mackey. Bring it across the timeline of a strong dribble. Finds Gore in the right corner. He's going to spot a three and swishes it through. Jalen Gore now with 21 points and 3 trays. It's 72-41, a 31-point lead. A bad inbound deflected on the near sideline by Aguilar. Goes out of bounds, and that'll be turnover number 21 for the Hawks. Out there to help out on D, Van Landingham and Ramos to make it hard in front of the Hobbs Eagles student section. Cheerleaders had to bunch up to get away from the action that time as Ramos is now inbound in front court near side. Bounce it into Mora, left corner. Gives it back to Ramos on the wing. Left side, stop and go dribble down the lane. Hippity hop, reverse layup, and scores. He got tripped on the way. They say he was in the shooting motion. Get the count off the reverse right and the foul. So Ramos puts 2 more in the books. He's got 8 points. They get the foul on Ozias Aguilar, his first, and the 18th foul against the Hawks. Morgan will return with box for the Eagles as Mora will take a well-deserved break, as will Jalen Gore. Mora currently with 26 points and Gore with 21 after that third tray. So Ramos going to try to make it a 3-point play. He's got 8 points. First free throw attempt for him in the game. And he comes in shooting 75%. One of the best on the squad. Shot is up and good for Ramos. He's got 9 points, getting close to for a double in this game. We already got 2 double-doubles, Morgan and Mora. High inbound of the timeline, high in the air to get it is Bruder as he throws it across the left wing to Crawford. Correction, that's Aguilar. Shot coming from the left block, off the rim, no good. Long rebound for Mackey, his third. He'll come across the timeline, slings it down the left baseline to Van Landingham, to box on the left wing, fadeaway 3 out the front of the iron, and the Hawks will get the rebound. Pass up ahead to the baseline, out of bounds, and a turnover for the Hawks. That'll be their 22nd of the ball game. After the rebound from Cerna, his 4th of the contest. 75-41, Eagles up by 34, their biggest lead, 1 away from the mercy rule now. As Mackey will bring it across with 4:55 remaining. Gives it off to Morgan on the right wing. He's going to pivot over to Ramos left side of the perimeter. Drives to the free throw line, hops in the air, finds Van Landingham coming down the lane, fade away in the paint, right in the thick of it, and throws it over the rim for 2. Van Landingham with his first bucket of the contest, 77-41. Eagles' biggest lead is 36. We're mercy rule. Into the front court, slowing it down on the left wing is Cerna. Guarded by Box. Box gives him a little bit of a cushion, and that's too much room as Cerna nails a 3. 5 points for Nick Cerna. Quickly in the front court, a shot for Mackey on the run off the back of the rim. Rebound for the Hawks in the paint. That's Ozias Aguilar with his first. And throws it across the timeline to Cerna. 77-44, backdoors it. And a layup on the way for Sierra on the right side. He's got his first bucket. 77-46, Eagles up by 31. Coming across the timeline is Box. Shake and bake to the left corner. He's going to spot up a 3. Defender fell down. No good. Morgan back with the rebound right block. Goes high on the glass. Off the rim. No good. That was his 13th rebound. And pulled down off the rim by Bruder for his second board. Outlet to the far sideline is Cerna. Throws it across back door right to Aguilar. Continues to the bounce pass to the left side of the lane. Laying it in for 2 is Sierra. And is fouled going up. 4 points for Sierra and the foul. So count the bucket. And they'll call the foul of the Eagles. Tyler Box, his first, 14th foul. Clock stop at 3:46 left here in the 4th. And the Eagles up by 29, so well beneath the mercy rule now by 6 points as the Hawks starting to get some transition points going. Sierra yet to shoot a free throw. Came into the game shooting 50%, but nails the free throw there. He's got 5 points. 77-49. Here come the Eagles. Long pass down to the right corner. That was to Miranda. Returns it back deep to Williams, who just checked back in. Crossover move. Comes down the right side of the lane. High arching layup off the glass through the hole and count it. Samaj Williams is in the books now. 8 scorers for the Eagles, who lead by 30 again. Slowing it down are the Hawks. 79-49 Hobbs leading over Centennial. Into the front court. The unload over to Bruder on the right wing from Cerna. Back deep to the time stripe. To Aguilar. Finds a man open left corner. Fade away 18-footer by Bruder off the back of the rim, no good. Morgan with another rebound. He's got 14. Finds Williams in the front court, top of the circle. Over to right wing. Faking a 3 is Ramos. Crossover, spins on the right elbow. Fade away Jay. And off the back of the iron. Box rips down the rebound on the right box. That was his 4th rebound. Over to the left corner. A 3 from Miranda off the rim, no good. Chasing it down is Miranda getting his own rebound. Spins and goes to the rack on the left side and scores off the glass. Nice follow-up for Miranda. His first bucket and first rebound. 81-49. Eagles by 32. Stop and go dribble now for Cerna as he brings it across against Williams. Slows it down, dribbles through his legs. Left wing, crossover, down the lane, spins. Fadeaway jumper off the back of the rim, no good. Morgan with his 15th rebound underneath the hoop. Outlet to the timeline. Here comes Ramos in the front court. Stop and go. Cradles the ball, comes down the lane with a hippity hop, and just forces over the front of the rim and puts it through. 11 for Jesus Ramos now in double digits. Eagles by 34. At the other end, stop and go for Cerna on the right wing. Take it on Samaje Williams. He's going to slow it up with 2:05 remaining on the near side. Gets a screen and fires up a three. A fadeaway. Hits the strap on the top of the backboard as it goes out of bounds. Clock stops with 2:01 left. Eagles embarking on their 14th win of the season. Came to the contest at 13-1. Centennial at 6-8. Eagles are ranked 5th in the Max Preps poll. Centennial at number 17. Tyler Box will take his time with the dribble into the front court with 2 minutes remaining. Slows it down. Doesn't take the screen from Ramos and instead dribbles to the top of the circle. Backs it out. Stop and go. Crossover down the lane. Runs over his defender who puts up a charge. No, they're going to call the block. Thought it looked like he was set that time, so Box escapes a charge call there as Ozias Aguilar pick up his second personal, 19th foul. That should be just a 1-on-1 bonus as Box, I don't think, was shooting that time, just trying to pass. No, they're going to call it a two-shot foul. So that'll put Box on the line first time tonight, or afternoon, I should say. First free throw's off the back of the rim, no good. Box came in shooting 50% on the line this season. He's got 2 points and 4 rebounds up to this point of the game. Some subs returning for Centennial, Pineda and Camunez. And I believe one more getting on here too. That's Crawford. He's their biggest kid on the team, 6'4". Box's second free throw is a swish. Count it for him. He's got 3 points. 84-49. He goes by 35. Back to the mercy roll. 1:40 remaining. Coming across the timeline. Stop and go off the dribble. Aguilar lost the ball. Chases it back in the backcourt as it came off the foot of Ramos. Picked up, pass to right wing to Pineda. He drives the lane. Goes up with a double clutch underneath the hoop. They call the foul. Looks like Box got the ball, but he might have come down on the shoulder after that. So Box will pick up his second personal, 15th foul. Stops the clock with 1:34 left in the ball game. Eagles up 84-49. And Pineda on the line, yet to shoot a free throw. For the season, just shooting 20% from the charity stripe. He's got 6 points. First free throw is up and good. 84-50. A 34-point lead. So back-to-back mercy roll wins for the Eagles, or at least working on a mercy roll. Right now it's at 34 and maybe 33 after this second free throw attempt. They'd have taken a lot of dribbles. Second shot is up, and it's good as well. He's got 8, 2 for 2 on the line. 84-51, Eagles by 33. Into the front court comes Samaje Williams with 1.5 remaining. Dribbling through his legs, bounce pass left wing to Ramos. Drives hard down the lane, double clutch, misses everything. Pulled down by Van Landeghem for his fourth board. Goes back up on the left block, no good. And chase ball on the near side, pulled down by the Hawks in Padillo. And unfortunately, it looks like Samaje Williams is hurt on the baseline. They stopped the action. It looks like he's holding his knee. And he's flat on the floor right now. And he's just going to sit up here and wait for the trainer to come check him out. Clock stopped with 1:18 left in the fourth quarter. Of course, the Eagles have a lot of players out in this game, and ill afford to see him have to leave. And kind of rocking back and forth. And it appears now it looks like the left leg, not sure if it's a knee or ankle, but he's going to be helped out by the trainer as he heads back to the Hobbs Eagle bench and trying to kind of hop on it just a little bit on his own now. Maybe he can work that thing out and probably won't play the rest of this game. But again, Samaje Williams goes to the training room. Baseline inbound now for the Hawks in their backcourt, trailing by 33. High inbound to the half court. Wide open as the Eagles to take it away. Van Landeghem to take the pick off. That'll be turnover number 23. Gives it off to Mackey just to slow it down with 1:10 remaining. Unloads to Box on the near side. 84-51 Eagles. 1:05 remaining. Mackey will come get the ball for the timeline as well. Now dribbles to the far side as he tries a head fake on Glaze. Glaze got faked out to the sideline. The oohs and ahs from the Hobbs Eagle faithful. Brings it back to the timeline, going right to left, and slings it back with the dribble to the right side. Crossover to his left hand, backing it out with 48 seconds to the far side. Zigzagging and finally pushed to stop the clock on the foul by Glaze, his second 10th team foul, which gives the Eagles a double bonus. And Mackey will step back up. He's 3 for 4 from the line so far, has 3 points. 45 seconds left in this ball game. Eagles will be at home again Tuesday. They're in a 6-game home sweep here as they'll take on Las Cruces High, a team that's 13-0 on the season. So they'll have their hands full. Some 20-plus scores. We'll talk about that in the postgame show. It's Las Cruces High, definitely a tough squad. Second last year, they lost to Cleveland in the state championship game. First free throw is good for Mackey. Got 4 points now. And is 4 or 5 from the line for 80%. 85 to 40 or 51. Eagles up by 34. 1 point away from another mercy rule. Shot is up, and it is good for Mackey. Got them both. He's got 5 points. It's 86 to 51. Eagles up by 35 with 40 seconds remaining. Ball comes across the timeline. Pass down to Glaze in the right corner. Returns it same side right to Comunez. Fakes a three. Spins on the right elbow. Down the lane. Kicks off right wing to Padilla. Padilla gets a double team from Van Landingham and Morgan. Slides left with the dribble. Throws up a three and nails it. Comunez now with 2 trays and 6 points. 86-54. Clock down to 20. Eagles up by 32. Mackey going to throw it across the timeline to Box. I think Hobbs is going to run out the clock here. Getting some pressure, though. Mackey comes and gets the ball on the far side and gets bodied into, and a foul called on Pineda. That's his second 11-team foul. So Hobbs probably won't get it back to mercy roll, but they're up by 32 with 11 seconds remaining. Mackey back up to the stripe. 5 of 6 from the line with 5 points. All his points coming from free throws. First shot's up and good. He's made 4 in a row since the third quarter. Spans the lead to 33. And now make it 34 with both free throws. He's got 7 points. The Eagles up by 34, 88-54. 10 seconds remaining. Coming across the timeline is Comunez just slowing it up. Cross court left to Pineda. Clock down to 4, 3, 2. Down the right elbow. Hippity hop. Jump stop. Right block. Shot at the buzzer is blocked by Mr. Mackey. And we have finished the ball game with a 34-point win. 88-54 over Centennial. The Hobbs Eagles now 14-1 on the season as the Hawks drop to 6-9. We'll take a 3-minute break and come back with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
You're clear. You have 1 minute.
One more 30, sorry. 1 more 30, please.
You have about 20 seconds. You have 10 seconds. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Big win for the Hobbs Eagles here at Tasker Arena this afternoon, 88-54, a 34-point victory, almost another mercy rule like they had against the Aguilar Rockets just a few days ago. Let's take a look at the scoring first of all for the visiting Hawks out of Las Cruces from Centennial. Devin Beltran finishing with 17 points. He was perfect on the line, 2 for 2, and hit 1 tray, had 4 rebounds. That's the only double-digit score for Centennial. Alex Pineda had 8 points, 2 for 2 on the line. 5 for Nick Cerna with 4 rebounds. 6 for Steven Camunez, who hit 2 trays for the Hawks. Jake Rukavina had 4 points. Dax Rios, well beneath his average, just 2 points, usually coming in with 8 points a ball game. 5 for Sean Crawford on 1 of 2 free throw shooting. John Sierra went 5 points, 1 for 1 on the line. And Alejandro Cedillo was 2 for 2 for 2 points from the free throw stripe. A very good free throw shooting team, we should mention, though. They only missed 1 free throw in this game. They were 10 of 11 for 90% and had 23 rebounds. Top boardmen for the Hawks, including 4 for Jake Rukavina and 4 for Devin Beltran. And also, actually, one more, Nick Cerna also had 4 rebounds for the Hawks. Their biggest problem was turnovers. They had 23 in the ball game. Looking at the Hobbs Eagle numbers, 3 and double, or make it 4 in double digits. Aaron Mora finished with a double-double. He had 26 points and 10 rebounds, making 11 rebounds in this ball game. Also was perfect on the line at 2 for 2 on the free throw shooting. Big game for him. 21 points for Jalen Gore, who hit 3 trays in the game. And no chances for free throws in the contest, but heck, you'll take those 21 points any way you can get them. Katre Morgan with 14 points and 15 rebounds, a double-double. Also doing some great free throw shooting attempts in this second half especially. He was shooting all over the place, 6 of 10 from the line in the ball game for Katre Morgan. That's because he was battling hard on the boards. Again, those 15 rebounds. Last but not least, in double digits, Jesus Ramos coming off the bench for 11. He was perfect on the line, 1 for 1, and had 3 rebounds. So the Eagles getting 4 in double digits. Michael Mackey coming in with 7 points. In terms of free throws, he was 7 of 8 from the line and had 3 rebounds. Other scores for Hobbs, including 3 for Tyler Box, 1 of 2 on the line, and 4 rebounds. Gilberto Miranda came off the bench for a bucket for 2 and a rebound. Samad J. Williams with a bucket and 1 rebound as well. Ethan Van Landingham, one of the starters, finished up with 2 points and had 4 rebounds for the Eagles' cause. And I believe that's it for the scoring for the Eagles. They finish up with 9 in the books, 9 total scores. Hobbs out rebounding Centennial 33-23. Of course, big-time numbers for Katre Morgan with 15 boards. Aaron Mora finishing with 11, so 26 combined on the rebounds for Morgan and Mora. Hobbs with a pretty decent free throw shooting. They had 80% against the Aguilar Rockets, and today it was 73%, 17 of 23. And the biggest differential was the turnovers, 23 for Centennial and just 6 for the Hobbs Eagles. Again, the final score, 88-54. The Eagles managing 26 points in the fourth quarter and a total of 19 for the Centennial Hawks. Again, Eagles 14-1. The Hawks dropped to 6-9. So with that victory, Hobbs getting ready for some more home games next week as they'll be taking on Las Cruces High, a team that comes in with a 14-0 record. They're going to have to be ready because William Benjamin is the big scorer for them. He is averaging over 20 points a ball game. 24, in fact, he had against the Deming squad in the championship of the Hoopla tournament, actually against Silver, I should say. So he's definitely a force to be reckoned with. He's also the coach's son. Another guy that continues to put down points, Isaiah Carr. He definitely can score game after game as well. He's in the 20-plus for that Las Cruces team. They're the number 1 team in the state in the Max Preps poll. Again, 14-0 on the season. They beat Roswell 75-36, beat Los Lunas 75-44, Carlsbad 74-48, who's ranked 9th in the state, and then also Cleveland 74-49, the team the Eagles beat in the Hobbs Holiday Tournament. So they're definitely a force to be reckoned with. So Las Cruces, one of 3 games the Eagles have at home next week. Friday night they'll play Los Lunas here at Tasker, and then Saturday next week, a week from today, against Cleveland, the number 7 team in the state. So lots of tough home games for the Eagles. Last year, by the way, Las Cruces lost in the state championship game 55-49 to Cleveland. So they're ready to go, and it should be an exciting contest. The last time that the Eagles did play Las Cruces was back in 2019 when the squad from Las Cruces winning that one 77-50. But Jalen Gore had 14 in that contest. So looking forward to that game on Tuesday night. Hopefully the Eagles can get the full squad returning for that one. They had a few down tonight, but we'll see if they get back on the roster for Tuesday's matchup. Just a reminder out there, we still have more Hobbs basketball going on tonight. The Hobbs Lady Eagles will be in just about an hour or so, be tipping off against Las Cruces High in Las Cruces. We'll have the pregame show around 5:20. Coach Brian Coltrane will give you all the action on that one right here on Cool 95.7. You can also check it out on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube on the Hobbs Athletic page. Again, final score for the boys game today. Eagles run to 14-1 as they pick up a monumental victory. I mean, almost a mercy rule, 88-54 over Centennial. Again, don't forget Hobbs Lady Eagles Hoops coming up here in less than an hour. I'll be back on the radio Tuesday night here at Task Arena as Eagles take on Las Cruces High. Thanks to Evie and Tiffany back at the station this afternoon, and we will be coming back with more Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball later. Have a good one out there.
You're clear.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
See you later.